It all started in March of 1998 when I was 21. My right arm was getting weaker, and I was getting major headaches every day, which I was taking Advil for. I was thinking at the time they were stress related, since I was in my last term of my first year in computer systems at the Yukon College in Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada. Then in April of 1998, my right hand was getting harder to move, and when I tried, it would shake. I then went to my doctor, who told me it could be carpal tunnel syndrome, so he told me to go to an occupational therapist in May. The therapist for the first part of May was testing how fast I could grab pegs and put them in holes, and then she tried relaxing exercises. Around the middle of May, my right leg started to grow weak and not work very well. And then at the end of May, the occupational therapist gave her report to my doctor. I was called back to my doctor's office, and since he was out of town, another doctor looked at me walk and sent me down to Vancouver for an MRI in July. I went down with my sister in July since I was told I had to bring someone with me. I went to St. Paul's Hospital for my first MRI. I had to lie still for an hour and a half as they scanned my brain. It was hard at first to lie still, but I managed. At least halfway through, you get a bit of a break as they pull you out to inject a contrast into you so they can see the brain better. The neurologist saw me the next day after the MRI and told me that I had a brain tumor. My sister cried, but I did not. I just thought, great, something to get out of my head to make me feel better. I was not scared of brain surgery, but I was scared of talking with people. Realizing that surgery did not scare me, I then decided to not let irrational fears control my life anymore. The neurologist then set me up for surgery with a neurosurgeon at the Vancouver General Hospital. I then had to stay in Vancouver for a week waiting for the surgery. I was away from home, but at least I wasn't alone. Like, my sister had to go back to work, but my mom flew down to be with me, and so did my dad and his wife. So at least I had family to keep me company and keep my mind off of things. I don't remember much of the hospital stay. I do remember being checked in, and I spent the night in the hospital before they took me to the surgery room and gave me some anesthetics. After waking up, I could not move my right arm and was rushed to a CT scan, and they found a blood clot had formed after the surgery. So I had to be rushed back into surgery again. After I woke up the second time, I was able to move my right arm and leg again. After a few more days, I was discharged and flew home, and a week after the second surgery, the staples in my head were removed, and shortly after that, the side of my head swelled up a bit, and the doctors found that some spinal fluid had leaked in there. It eventually went away. Now the left side of my head has a little bit of a depression in it, and the scar is very sensitive to weather changes and bumps and knocks on the head, and sometimes it feels like someone is constantly pushing on my head. I was left with a weak right side and some attention deficits. I found it really hard to focus and concentrate when there's too much going on around me at once. You know, like my brain would get overwhelmed if there was too much people running around, too much loud noises, like too much things happening at once. Of course, and after 18 years, my right side is still weak, and I still have some anxiety and attention issues. I am on antidepressants that help reduce the anxiety and the attention issues. I am now at 39, and I'm now exercising more regularly by walking with friends or power walking myself. I am also exercising my right hand to get it stronger and working better with a gel ball, and using perler beads to help with the coordination in my right hand. To help with my anxiety about meeting new people, I am now interested in getting more involved with the Brain Tumour Foundation of Canada, and I'm also reaching out into my community to see if I can connect with others who have or had a brain tumor, so we can share our stories and share tips and tricks we use to work or overcome the effects of the brain damage caused by the tumor. I am hoping to get people interested in joining the Brain Tumour Foundation's virtual support group. I have been attending for over a year. Also, if I get enough interest, I can see if the Brain Tumour Foundation will start an official sport group in town and also an official brain tumor walk. I am planning on a walk next year, which may end up being a virtual walk if I don't get enough interest. I have walked for the Brain Tumour Foundation in a virtual walk I did in support of the Yellowknife Walk, and I also walked in the Vancouver Brain Tumor Walk to help raise money for the organization and to get an idea of what is needed to get a walk started in Whitehorse. I hope sharing my story will get others to share their stories with me, and since I would like to help others in the community who have or had brain tumors and are having difficulty adjusting to their new reality and give them someone who has been in their situation to talk with. Thank you.